It was absolutely positively porn.
Well, I understand that, but I'm saying, what type of porn was he watching? What is
All I saw was just like it was just like the front page where there's just like options to watch things. But the things that you were watching were people's mouths getting used.
But should I just go to his website? Like how though? Like
Pull it up.
dicks and mouths,
Jamie,
or like
yeah.
objects
Jamie,
and mouths?
Yeah,
Jamie,
dicks and
pull
dicks.
it up.
Dicks and mouths.
So it's just like blowjob videos.
Yeah.
I think it might be a little more hostile.
Like force fed. UseMyMouth.com. Good thing I'm connected to your Wi-Fi right now.
Yeah. What was the
Where's my sound? Not even a website. You lied to me.
I don't know if it was usemymouth.com like specifically,
It was
but I
.org.
saw use my
It
mouth
was
one word.
.gov.
I saw use my mouth all one word. What was the name of the comedian who was like, when I fuck, I'm just gonna start using like Arnold Schwarzenegger voice out of nowhere, like right before I come. He's like, yeah, baby.
When I was in sales for a little bit, they told us a good strategy was to go to the client's website, and then you have something to talk to them about. A decent strategy when you're cold calling. And I went to this one company. I still remember where it was. It was in Oregon. And it was like hardcore porn. Was like 5% of the website. And the rest was like professional business website. And it was like big throb and like nasty shit. And everyone was like, what the fuck? Because I was with like a bunch of other salesmen. And so I called the company up and I was like, hey, I don't know if you guys looked at your website recently. And the guy goes, yeah, the porn.
Because what do you even say?
And I was like, so you guys like know about it? And he's like, yeah, we know about the porn. Everyone knows about it. And then we realized,
Hey guys, don't just the porn me.
yeah, easy, buddy. Pump your fucking brakes.
Yeah, the porn.
Come on. Big tits. You know.
Tell me something we don't know.
Been there, done that.
We like the porn over here.
So
Jesus.
we came to the conclusion that they didn't pay their website guy for the website.
He was slowly fucking them.
So it wasn't slow. So they changed it, and so now it's just a bunch of porn links on the center of their website.
I love it.
That's the kind of spite I like. I like that.
That's the spite I do like.
For every week you don't pay your bill, I add one more porn link to this homepage.
One more ball.
One more use my mouth fuck stand here.
That's aggressive. Let's see. What are we playing, guys? What are we playing?
Also, I will let you know, I haven't looked at a single topic yet.
Oh, it's okay. You might not need to know.
Surprise me.
This morning. You were testing my patience. How long can I keep
I recognize this voice.
If you naked? Is it just
It's a vibe.
or is it mental elation?
You like it?
I get so
Yeah.
damn geeked when my phone vibrates. Yours I'm taking. No need for changing out your work clothes, cause they're gonna know. When you lay me down, you know that you the fucking boss. Consequences, surely I'ma pay a cost. And I don't give a fuck.
This is about a real person.
Cause I'm selfish, and ain't no way to sugarcoat the shit I can't help it.
That's me singing too.
Put it on the words when I
Listen, you doing all the voices?
All the voices.
Hey, you like Nutty Professor in this.
Stop.
I'm in Big Mama's house.
It's called layering.
Tyler Perry presents.
But now we won't get flagged because it's original music.
True.
Yeah, and I have this is all my
We're
original
just gonna
music.
Medea the rest of the year.
This is all my original music.
Wow, you have so many songs.
Yeah, I recorded for like 15 years. That's not even all that I have. Like I lost a lot.
Forgotten tapes or
Yeah,
sold
hell
them
yeah.
to like Michael Jackson or Apple.
No, just forgotten tapes.
Are they in the
They're in the
Stevie
vault.
vault?
They're in the vault somewhere. I when they're in one of those old computers, and I just don't want to pull them out. And if they're gone, they're gone. But there's one song that I made. It's like
Probably so much LimeWire porn on those computers.
no, actually I don't keep porn on computers. I don't know why.
You like even
Keep it in the cloud.
I deleted everything off of that phone.
But like, even when you were a teenager, you didn't download porn?
No, as an adult, I did so I could keep it because what if I'm in a place without internet?
Now, hang on. You downloaded porn as an adult, but not as a teenager? When you literally took like 6 hours to
I
stream
have
it?
my own computer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess it makes sense. So, I mean,
Kind of hard to play the old taxes folder trick when it's your parents' computer.
Yeah.
listen, dial-up internet, it took like 4 to 5 hours to download like a 4-minute porn video.
Tits.jpg.
It took forever. And one of my buddies, he still has he continued to download it. Even like once high-speed internet came around and you could watch it reasonably, it took like 2 minutes to buffer instead of, 14 minutes to buffer like the beginning. He downloaded it all and he still has them all on hard drives. It's got like terabytes.
Okay, I lied. I do remember when I did get my own computer right before I moved out, I was like, I told my parents I was like downloading movies and stuff, and I got a computer because they took away my phone and I wanted to text my girlfriend, who is now my daughter's mom, and they took away my phone, so I was emailing her. I was emailing a phone number for the phone that I bought for her, and that she would get the email as a text, and she would text me back, and I would email it. So I was in my email, back
Just
and
like
forth.
drug dealer communication.
No, but it was 2008.
So I faxed him, and then he
So-
ran the letter down the street.
But it was a very long time ago, and she had one of those Nokia phones, and you could get the email. You can get the email. You would get a text from an email, and so she would text me. I would email
I
her.
never knew that technology.
Was it like Nelly when he was texting Kelly Rowland on his Microsoft Excel?
That's why it's
Remember
like
that, Greg?
That's like especially funny to me because of that.
What's the song? What's the
No
Nelly?
matter what I do want to show you this very toxic song that I made.
What's the title though of the song?
Lust?
No.
Oh,
The Kelly
that
Row-
song?
Dilemma.
Yeah, Dilemma.
So there's a very popular Nelly song from the early 2000s called Dilemma. It's him and Kelly Rowland. And the music video, I can't remember which one it is in like their bedroom window, and they're supposed to be texting the other one.
Kelly.
And she's using, I think, a sidekick, right?
Yeah,
With
she
a
was
full
using
keyboard.
a sidekick.
But she's in Microsoft Excel. She's literally just typing a text into a cell on the spreadsheet.
And the text is like, "Where are you? Where have you been?" or something. But it's literally Microsoft Excel.
And so that's been kind of like a meme that's been going around the past few years when it's like,
Phew, this was 20 years ago.
no, I'm saying the meme has been going around where it's if it's something like
It's like Kelly's mad that she can't get a text back.
no, it's like you can't shoot me a text back, but Nelly can send Kelly a spreadsheet or something like. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was pretty funny.
I just want to show you the first couple words. I stole the beat from a Drake beat, so we might get flagged for that. But if they really are being headstrong about it, they'll flag us. But I don't think they will.
This is a Drake.
I cheat on you cause I love you.
This is
I
from
wanna
So Far
confirm
Gone.
it. They say you don't appreciate nothing
You missed
till
it, you
you
missed it.
earn it.
The first words just came out with toxicity.
I cheat on you cause I love you. I wanna confirm it. They say you don't appreciate nothing till you earn it. Pictures you burn it, burn like a skillet. You hit me hard as you can cause you think I would feel it. My feelings conceal it, a natural dick. You think I'll cry for you, Paula, Pat, Robin Thicke. You think that I'm sick, please don't you forget. I'm just fucking these hoes, to me they never mean shit. You going through my phone again, you must have forgot. Got about 312 girls all on my cock. To you that's a lot.
That's a lot.
To me, that's just life. To give them attention to you just doesn't seem right. But I never spite. Treat you like my wife. So what if I'm fucking them? They just shit on the side. On the practice squad, never making the team. Why you obsessed, living American dreams?
Yeah.
It's aggressive, but
It's very aggressive. I remember when I played it for my ex for the first time, she was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Yeah, that was 21 for me.
was that from So Far Gone or Take Care?
That was I think it was from So Far Gone. Yeah, I can't remember which song it was.
For some reason, that beat reminds me of just being drunk in college. Like there's something that just triggered something in my head. Where
It was
made
around
me-
that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
like just being passed out at like a party or a friend's house and just hear, you know what I mean? Just hearing those beats in the background, just being like, like,
Hold on, let me see if I can find, because I only remember the lyrics from that song.
808s and Heartbreak.
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
That reminds me specifically of waiting outside on Black Friday at Best Buy, because that album came out like week of Thanksgiving, and I was with my buddies and we were all at Best Buy when you used to actually have to camp out at like 11 p.m. the night before, like on Thanksgiving night. And we all sat around and we ordered pizzas or whatever. And we were sitting in chairs, like bag chairs, and it was really cold and we had blankets over us. And I just was listening to that album. I don't know, I guess MP3 player probably. And I just remember listening to it on a repeat. So I fell asleep and woke up and fell asleep and woke up to it for like 8 hours straight.
808s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that album is like, every time I hear it, I just think of being out cold, like in front of Best Buy, just listening to it on repeat.
Whenever I hear it, I think of walking down Litchfield Road, which is a major road in Arizona, in Goodyear, Arizona. Coming back from it was an interview, and I was like walking home, and I lived like really fucking far. I had to take like 6 buses to get there, and I had that album on like repeat. That was like the album. So Say You Will on repeat over and over and over again, and just singing my fucking heart out, walking on the side of the road. This car's just fucking blasting by, no sidewalk. Yeah, man.
Goodyear, Arizona. I've been there.
Welcome to the Entertainment Panel. I am your host, Swill. Before you do anything, please hit that subscription button and like this video. Like it, love it, or hate it. Give us feedback and throw us topics by commenting below. And as always, follow us on the Panel Network on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And also Snapchat coming soon. The Panel Network, spelled NLE like Choppa. This is your panel. This is your network. Boom. We'll get right into it. Has there been any new music that you guys have listened to lately?
Not really. I mean, what was that one I told you about?
Let me look it up real quick. Because you gave me something, but
Well, you looked it up. The rapper that I literally just found out about this person like yesterday, 2 days ago. I gotta look up his name because I can't get it quite right, but it's something like humanoid or human. He's a Indian rapper.
oh, is he the one who made that? Wait a minute, y'all thought I was finished?
Yeah.
10 toes down. Yeah, he's got that. You can hear the Indian in his voice.
Somebody
Sometimes. It's funny.
posted a video of him rapping, and I was like, and his voice reminds me of somebody. I can't figure out what other rapper it reminds me of.
Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
I was going to say, is it another Indian man?
No.
I can think of 1 billion people.
But what's that song called? Like Beats or something? Actually, I can look it up on Spotify because I was playing it.
You sent me I St. James.
Yeah. That was
a vibe.
Yeah.
That was definitely a vibe.
But yeah, I somebody shared a video or a song of his, and I was like, oh, this sounds pretty good. So I looked up the guy and I played his most popular song, and it was that one, and I didn't realize that's who that was because I've heard that song.
Yeah, that's been all over.
However the fuck you say it. It's supposed to be humankind, but Hanumankind.
Hanumankind. Oh, let's not do that. We will get canceled. We could poke. I don't think we could prod. We can't play that.
Just a couple seconds. All right. Well, I guess he doesn't say anything right away.
Get them most. Yeah, never
But
mind.
that sounds like Project Pat. That voice.
Yeah, that's where he stole that. He stole those lyrics from. Wait. Yeah. No. He just said it. Yeah, that's UGK. That's UGK. But UGK was biting Project Pat. Oh no, he wasn't. He was just saying that was that was International Players Anthem. Okay. Yeah. Money on the dresser, drive a compressor, top notch hoes get the most, not the lesser. For $40 in the club, fucking up the gang, bitch, you get no love.
I can't believe you just recited that.
Oh, bro.
I smashed up the gray one, bought me a red. Every time we hit the parking lot, we turn heads. Your hoe chose me. You ain't a bitch. You a fairy.
Something,
Greg, you're blowing my mind
bitch
right now.
is a scary.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Naked Greg.
Bro,
I had no
International
idea.
Players Anthem.
Come on.
We're
I
taught
had
it at
no
birth.
idea.
I play it right now if I could. I love that song. That
I'm
song.
not surprised you know it. I didn't know that you liked rap like that.
Whoa.
Bro. You have no idea.
I don't. I'm
You-
shook.
I was talking to this one here about it.
What's his name?
This
Talking
one
to
here.
this nigger. Hey man, he isn't even in office yet. Chill.
I didn't say it. No, we were talking about Tech 9.
Oh yeah. And I told him it makes sense why you're into Tech 9 because Tech 9 is one of the most innovative, what do you call it? Advertisers or promoters for his music in the music industry.
I
What he
didn't
does
know
with
that.
merch. Oh yeah. What he does with merch, how he markets himself. There's a reason why he's one of the top most global, one of the top global artists right now and still putting out music and selling millions of records, but is not on a major, I don't believe. Or
And
like kind of under the radar with
He's
it.
independent.
I don't know if
think
he's
he is.
independent, but I would
thought
assume
he had his own label.
I would assume
basically.
he's independent, but he
He's
does.
out of Kansas City.
Yeah.
Like, what label is out of
That
Kansas City?
Red Kingdom or whatever. It's on the Chiefs use.
That's a record label?
No, that's the song.
Oh, no.
Like
He's saying what? No, he's saying what
Kingdom.
label comes out of Kansas City. But like,
No,
I mean,
but I'm saying that's how I know he's from Kansas City is because he has the song that the Chiefs use
okay.
as their like pump up song, and it's called like Red Kingdom or something, and it's
Yeah.
about the Chiefs.
I only know like 2 songs from him, but his
From Tech 9
yeah.
is one of them Caribou Lou
Tech 9?
No,
because I used to
and
love
one of them is
Caribou
like
Lou when I was in high school.
151 run.
Malibu juice and Malibu Caribou, get them all.
one of them was like
Make baby girl.
International Choppas or something like that.
I don't know.
In
Yeah.
Midwest Choppers.
Midwest Choppas.
He's
Yeah,
got such a distinct voice.
yeah, it's a very commanding voice.
Like I really like his voice. I wouldn't say I listen to a lot of his music, but I just really like his voice. And especially, like I said,
Re-listen to Midwest
Caribou
Choppers.
Lou.
Oh,
just-
it's a bop, bro. It's a bop.
He, like, some of his rap is tiring.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
could never do it.
I have to sit down and he's the one who's doing it.
Yeah. And then speaking of very distinctive voices, I do want to get into Tyler the Creator's album. I don't know if you heard it. You had a busy week.
some things happen. We can
some
get to,
things
we can get to
happen.
that later.
Yeah, we can get to
I've
that.
heard it's awesome though.
Oh man,
New album.
when you talk about having a message, when you're talking about putting together a body of work, and putting out not just an album but art. You know, there's not many people in hip hop right now that are making art. There's actually only maybe 1 or 2. The only person I can think of that makes art like this, that well, actually 2 that make art like this. Like when I turn it on, I go, wow, okay, I get it. We're going on a journey. There's Kanye and there is Kendrick, and that's it. Like that's the only people. And then Killer Mike had his album made me feel that way, but it's not like always that way. But the production was decent. The content, you know, he talks about being a bisexual man. He talks about like
Who?
coming out. Tyler the Creator.
Oh, he's bisexual.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I don't really listen to him, so
Yeah, he also talks about abortion. He talks about certain political topics, things like that. And then he gets into he talks about cheating. He gets into his Tyler shit. He just like a lot of social topics, and it's not a soulful album. It's still done in the signature Tyler way. But it is by all means art. You're meant to go on a journey when you listen to it. His album is called Chromacopia. Has a lot of features from Baby Keem, has a lot of features from who's that guy? Playboy Cardi. Those are all like musicians who use their voice as instruments. So it has a lot of that, which is really cool. I enjoyed it. It was I could get into the Freddie Gibbs because that's what really took my attention away, but this isn't really like a rap show. So, but that the Tyler album, and then if you're a rap person, go listen to Freddie Gibbs. 10 out of 10. Tyler was like a 9.2. Freddie Gibbs is almost damn near no skips. Him and BX the Plug are doing some great things with sampling that you will never hear anywhere else. It's really, really great music that came out. So, yep. Freddie Gibbs is from Gary, right up the street.
Really? I don't even know who that is.
Hard to tell you if you don't really know who it is, but like, he's not like super duper mainstream, but you know some of his music if it came on.
It's
but
on Spotify at least. So if I on the drive home, I can listen to him.
Yeah, he has millions of followers. So
All right, cool.
He's not just like a local artist. He's big out here, obviously, but he's known nationwide, and he's on. He was on Kanye's. Oh, you heard that song with Kanye when he said, "Beautiful but naked, big tickety women just don't fall out the sky." You know.
I don't. Was that a new Kanye?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
new shit.
yeah. It was the Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign album. He was on there.
What's his name?
Freddie Gibbs. Yeah, he's really big. Bunny Rabbit.
Is he the best rapper out of the 219 since Rick Gilla?
Better.
Do you know who Rick Gilla is?
I have no idea. I'll do my Googles though. I feel like it's gonna be funny as fuck.
I hope Rick Gilla is on Spotify.
Jeez.
He's a guy who was around when we were in high school.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of songs that are like 219 themed. And one of them is called his biggest song was called I Rep the 219.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's a black guy?
Yeah.
I think I know what you're
From
talking
Gary.
about. I think I know what you're talking about.
I think from Gary.
I think I know what you're talking about.
But I think he came into I used to work at Chili's in Maryville, and I think he came into Chili's one time and like dropped off albums. But I already knew who he was. Like he was already kind of known in the area.
Yeah.
And then he came and dropped off albums. And I was a teenager and I just remember like, holy shit, Rick Gilla's here.
Holy shit, at a fucking Chili's.
We used to have people do that. Like literally just come into Chili's and just drop off like a stack of albums. Like
Really?
to hand out to people. Yeah.
Well, that actually brings
Now they
me
got a
to
comment on SoundCloud and hey, check out my rap.
Check out my SoundCloud. It used to be check out my Chili's album.
was there any
baby.
were there any new movies, TV, anything like that you guys wanted to bring up before we get into the Chili's versus?
Oh yes, actually, D and I just saw a movie like 2 weeks ago, and I can't remember the name of it, which isn't great. But let me look up recent movies.
We're gonna reshoot that intro. I've got one.
Okay, go.
It's called Happy Endings. It's
Isn't that a TV show?
yeah, it was a TV show. It was from years and years ago, but I just rewatched a couple, and imagine like Friends, but actually funny.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty good plot device, but it's like supposed to be based in Chicago, and it's worth checking out. Pretty
Chicago.
fun.
It's got a sci-fi element to it, right?
Yeah,
Like Afterlife or something is in there.
no, I was gonna say one of the guys sells steaks.
All right, what's the premise?
It's literally just 6 people who live in Chicago.
It's called Happy Endings.
Yeah,
I think I'm thinking of Pushing
Alicia
Daisies.
Cuthbert or whatever.
Yeah.
from the girl
Eliza,
next door.
I think.
Eliza.
Eliza.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah. The Z is tricky.
Oh, tricky Z's.
I think I was thinking of Pushing Daisies.
That
Which I think came
that
around the
one
same
has
time.
like sci-fi
Yeah.
stuff going
Something about like
Oh, I've seen the show. Happy Endings. I've seen the show. It has the Wayans son in it.
Yes.
Yeah, and which is funny because
the
I
one
can't
that was
tell.
a new girl.
Yeah, I can't tell if he's the dad or the son. They're very hard. They have the same voice. They're very hard
Same
to tell
bald
apart.
ass head.
No, he has hair.
What?
Yeah.
Which I guess there's enough Wayans brothers that
Yeah,
multiple
you have to
have.
delineate
It's
the
the
specific
son.
lanes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
He is who I was thinking of. I thought he was
He's
bald.
Coach from
Coach.
Yeah,
I thought he was bald. Was he bald in New Girl?
that racism showing on you. Oh, strong black men got to be bald.
Yes, he's
you guys don't waste any time getting to it, huh?
Hey, I figured out what movie I was thinking of. D and I saw Conclave in the theaters, which apparently is going to be up for Best Picture, or a lot of people are suspecting it's going to be up for Best Picture. And I don't know why my wife wanted to see it because the trailer made it look super boring.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Is it concave like a bowl?
Conclave.
Conclave.
What's a conclave?
A conclave is, I don't know what the definition of conclave is.
Sounds like a fake
Conclave
word.
definition in the Roman Catholic Church, the assembly of cardinals for the election of a pope.
Which is exactly what happens in the movie. I just didn't know if that was the definition or just what they called anyway. So yeah, what happens is the Pope dies and all these cardinals come together, and the cardinals are from all over the world, speak all different languages, whatever. And they all meet together in the Vatican, and just like in real life, and they all have to agree on who they want to be the next Pope. And then, so on and so forth. And I remember it happening in real life. But this movie isn't a documentary. It's not about a real life situation. It's just talking about what happens when the Pope dies. And it looked boring. It was boring. But it also was very well acted. It had a pretty wild twist ending that I did not expect to happen. Overall, I can see why it's going to get Oscar nomination because it is so well acted and it is interesting as a drama, but there's absolutely like no action. It's like watching a courtroom movie. You know what I mean?
When you said it was about the cardinals electing a new pope, I was like, whoa, this is a thrill-o-cane.
That's why I did not want to see it. It's also rated PG, which I'm like, oh my God. So we're not even going to see a pope get murdered, right? Because
if you want to see a pope get murdered,
well, because that would add to the like thrillerness.
That would be great.
That would add to the
Get sliced
mystery of
apart
it,
like Julius Caesar.
Like I thought it was gonna be like a who done it, like who murdered this pope type of thing. But it's PG, so there's no cursing, which makes sense. It's popes, but there's no like, I don't know. I just wasn't excited to see it. I did see it. It was definitely boring, but it definitely was a good story and had a wild ending that I can't believe. People laughed out loud in the theater when they revealed the twist at the end.
I'm going to show you guys something. Don't say anything. I'm just going to show it to you.
I hope the camera can't see that.
No.
And swipe right.
Of course.
Yeah. Actually, I'm glad you showed me that because that age has always... I wasn't sure what that person's age was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could have went 10 years either way of that number. No, maybe not over, but
I don't think a woman would like to hear that.
Wait.
I'm saying I never was able to figure out how old she was.
I don't disagree with anything you're saying.
Because she looks anywhere from like early 20s to like late 30s.
Yeah. You have no idea.
Roll the dice. Either of you guys been to St. Peter's Basilica?
Mm-mm.
No.
It's fucking wild.
That is where?
For the same reasons?
That you can't tell how old it is. No, it's in Italy, in the Vatican.
Oh.
Oh, no, I've never been there.
It is the sickest place I've ever been.
Because of the architecture and stuff?
Yeah, just pull up a picture on your phone. Like, the scale of the interior is genuinely unbelievable. So, like...
What was it called? Saint what?
St. Peter's Basilica.
Yeah, I mean, it looks...
Like, here, when you're...
It looks like Nicolas Cage would pull some hijinks there.
We're stealing a document.
Yeah, he's
from
stealing
here.
something from that place.
So, like...
St. Peter what?
Basilica. B-A...
Oh, there we
Basil,
go.
I-C-A.
There's so many St. Peter. Oh, my God.
But, like, all right, see this one right here? Oh, that dome?
Is that where the Sistine Chapel is?
It is. See those letters?
It says Greg.
No, those letters are 6 or 7 feet tall.
Really?
That's how fucking big that thing is. You get in there and you're like, this is the biggest fucking...
I love to see God that way.
Like, I was going to just bring it down 15 levels, but like, you know that scene in Gladiator when they go to Rome and they see the Colosseum and they're like, I didn't know men could build such things.
Yeah.
if I was like an Italian guy in the 1500s, I would go in there and I'd go, what the fuck? Like, I'm a human in 2024, and I'd still go, holy shit, didn't know they could do this.
That's
Especially
awesome.
with the technology they had back then. Or
Well,
lack thereof.
it's probably better than we could do. Like, honestly.
Probably made with way more expensive materials relative to
The
times.
masonry, the everything, all the actual tradesmen who built it, now it'd be like drywall and putty and
Right.
look like a Goodyear, Arizona strip mall with
They don't
some
even
guy
have
walking
strip
down,
malls.
walking
With
down
some
the
guy
road,
walking just screaming with his headphones
playing
on.
the same song over and
Listening
over
to
again.
Kanye, screaming Kanye
I
words.
got my love lockdown.
I'm trying to think of things that I've watched recently. And my Netflix has been popping. I have shout out to the anime panel. I have been watching my anime. I just finished the first half of the second season of Diplomat dropped, and I watched it.
That's an anime?
Yep. Oh no, it's this is just like a regular show. It's starring Kerry Russell, which is really good. Very good show about a secretary of I think a secretary of defense or secretary of state. But that's a very good show. And then I'm about to hop into The Lincoln Lawyer. Finish the third season of that. That's a pretty decent show.
You've seen the movie?
I've not. I've only seen the newer show. But I do know there's an older movie and an older show.
I don't think it's related.
It's not real. It's a remake.
That'd be very
is-
confusing
it
to
is-
use the exact same name.
No,
And
it's
not
related.
be-
It's the same plot.
No, I know, but I'm saying it's not like
A continuation.
I don't think that the story is the same.
It differs because they changed the character a little bit. He's Hispanic, different things like that. But the concept is there, and it's like modern. We talked about Love Is Blind on the other show, so I'm not going to get into that. But
I haven't seen any of the new season of Love Is Blind.
season 7's worth a watch.
I only watch and I think I've said this on the podcast before. I only watch when they meet the families and then the weddings.
You're kind of going to want to watch this one because there's
I
a
don't
lot
care
of
about the pots.
What's the premise?
you want to get to at least the match, the episode before the match.
These men and women are separated in different corridors or whatever, and one by one they each go in these rooms and they are
Oh, and
divided
they-
with a wall
And they
can
can't
only
physically
speak.
see each other.
Yeah. And then once they decide that they want to get engaged sight unseen, then they go live with each other for like a week. And then I start watching the show because after
Do they see each other while they're living?
Yeah.
Okay.
so they agree to marry each other or get engaged or whatever. Then they like have this wall that goes up and they see each other for the first
And
time.
it's like, surprise, fatty.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's happened before where someone's like, ooh, I'm not actually into this. And then they just leave the show. But then they
What
live,
a drive home.
then they live with each other for a week. And then, or is it a week?
Like 3 weeks.
3 weeks. And then when I start watching is when they meet the families because I love that awkwardness of them having to be like, because some of the times the families don't know why they're on the show. And they're just like, oh yeah, by the way, we're engaged. And you just see the dad just like start shoveling food in his mouth. Or sometimes it's like hostile with the families.
You're going to want to watch a little bit before because the drama starts on this one early. It starts right before. It starts probably the episode before they meet. It's a lot of drama with the back and forth, who to picks, and then the meeting the parents is amazing on the show. And then the aftermath after they meet the parents is amazing. And then once I got to I actually skipped the weddings. That was fun.
See, I love watching the weddings because, again, you get to see the awkwardness of when someone gets the altar and they're like, sorry, I'm not ready. And then people get furious or some people just, obviously start crying or whatever. But I just love the drama of that, of just a family who took the time out to go to this thing. Everyone gets dressed up. And
One year there was a fight.
And the person already knew they were going to say no the whole time, but they have to go to the altar at that point.
One year the bride's brother, he was like, why the fuck you bring us up here? And she was like, Steven, down, Adam. It was hilarious. I love that show.
How awkward would that be? Like the night you're with your family until you die. And it's like, yeah, remember 30 years ago when you married this fat guy for no reason?
We're on this fucking show. Remember that shit? Fucking drug us all the way down there.
Oh, you don't remember it? Here, let me put it on.
Yeah, it's on fucking Netflix. Yeah, still a thing.
Here, there's 30 remixes of it.
Yeah, no, I've been Netflixing it out. I think it was something I was watching. No, it was Jujutsu Kaisen I was watching on Hulu.
D and I started Monsters, the Menendez ones.
I did watch the Menendez Monsters. Oh my god.
We have not finished it yet. We are on episode 5 out of 9.
Somebody gets killed.
Yes.
Yes. Which I knew that part. I knew nothing else. I don't know anything about sentencing. I don't know anything about the backstory. You finished it?
Yeah, I finished it.
Greg, do you plan on watching it?
Probably not.
So, spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched it yet.
Is it actually good?
Yes. Anything that they do that's the Monsters series is good. The Dahmer shit, it's all good.
Did you hear Andrew Schultz have his Jeffrey? Was it Jeffrey Dahmer? Was he the like handsome guy?
Andrew Schultz?
Yeah.
No, he's not handsome.
No, the stand-up comedian.
That's Andrew Schultz.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer.
What are you asking?
There was some was some serial killer who was like a handsome guy.
Oh yeah, Jeff. No, that's
that was Dahmer. Oh, he
Ted
made
Bundy.
Dahmer jokes.
Yeah, he made Dahmer jokes.
Okay, yeah.
And he was talking about how he like convinced like 60 women to get in his car and murder him. And he said that it was
that's Ted Bundy, I think.
Ted Bundy, yeah.
Because Dahmer was killing gay guys. Now
And,
the
like-
problem was with the newest Dahmer documentary is that a very attractive actor played him, and people were like, "He's too sexy."
Yeah.
But that was the actor, not the serial killer. Like people were upset about it. They were like, "You shouldn't make Dahmer like come
can't
on."
be- he can't be
Why
this
is this
sexy.
Greek god out
Yeah.
there murdering people?
Right, but you're thinking of Ted Bundy. He was the one who lured a lot of co-eds.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was saying he would ask women if they could help him fix his car.
And tire iron.
And he's like, why the fuck would you think a random man would need your help to come fix a car?
That's true. Yeah.
While you're looking at that,
Oh, yeah. Monster Sea.
while you're looking at that,
right.
also another fun show is Detroiters.
You told me about that.
Yeah, that's a really good show.
Detroiters.
That's a comedy.
That's a comedy, and it's just stupid funny, but
And it's on what network?
it's also on Netflix.
Okay. I might watch that. I might need something to watch.
To happy it up, and it's just dumb, but it's very funny.
Yeah. All right. If Greg is gonna be interested in monsters, then I won't spoil much. I'll talk loosely. I will just say the backstory that these boys are telling about their family is wild.
It is very wild.
I can't figure out if I believe them or not because it's so graphic.
Watch it and then watch the documentary immediately after.
Oh my God. It's like hard to listen to. And we started watching this in the hospital last week, which we can get into why I was in the hospital last week. But
Pause real quick. Why? Why are you watching some like terrifying documentary when you're in the hospital?
we started this prior to going to the hospital. So we were already a couple episodes in and we are like, well, we need a show to watch. And we had
You
hours
want
to
to just
kill.
rewatch The Office? Nah, let's get some graphic murder novel.
Well, the problem was the content was fine. The problem was when the nurses would come in, we'd have to like scramble to pause it
Oh,
because
yeah,
of the
'cause-
ridiculous content that they're saying
Yeah, and
is so gross and so graphic that I was like, hit a
Yeah.
button, just try to pause it. And one of the nurses was like, "Oh my God, you guys are watching it?" And we're like, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh, I haven't started it yet," but like she was really interested in it.
it's a very interesting story.
Yeah.
It's an interesting story even today. Like there's still developments today.
Right. I just heard some news came out about it and I blocked it out because I didn't want any spoilers.
I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Yeah. So I don't know what the new development was that just happened in the news, but I know something happened. So we're trying to push through it. We're like episode 5 out of 9, but
Yeah.
I can't believe.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It makes me appreciate how I grew up so much more.
I mean, listen, Greg and I grew up way differently than you, and I don't think we experienced that. So it's not like
No, but
you were shielded from it.
no, not out shielded from that. It's just like, I don't know. There's a lot of things in life that just make me appreciate how I grew up. Not just that, but it's just like I appreciate it even more. Like I didn't need to deal with that bullshit. My God. But I guess we can go to a happy topic. We were talking about Chili's earlier, and we were. I don't know if we mentioned it on here, but Fridays is going to be gone.
Why is that a happy topic? You hated TGI Fridays?
No, TGI Fridays is just fun.
But it's gone. Fun is gone.
They're filing bankruptcy. They're filing bankruptcy.
I wasn't a big fan of Fridays.
Really?
No.
They did something that I thought that I was like, I don't know how they're going to pull this off because niggas are going to take advantage of this and then
Unlimited
they're going to.
apps, $10.
Oh, yeah. I think that was their demise.
Yeah, I did that a few times.
And did they?
Anytime something does an unlimited something, I'm like, oh, they're about to tank.
I'm about to abuse that.
Like I'm hoping that they have like
Red
a
Lobster.
I'm hoping that they have like a remix and they I hope they have like a remix like Red Lobster did where they just like, oh, we did bankruptcy but we're still gonna all of a sudden we're revived or however the fuck they did it, but they did those unlimited apps and I remember I went there to test the theory and I'm like, oh, this is for real unlimited. They're gonna lose money.
Yeah, I took advantage of that multiple times. That was the only
Yeah.
that was the only reason I ever went there was for the
Their food
unlimited
was
apps.
garbage.
And I think it was Wednesdays or something, unlimited apps.
Yeah, Chili's
It was
actually
$9.99 and you could switch apps. You weren't stuck with one. So my buddy and I would go and we'd start with the wings, we'd move on to something else. They would bring you the next one while you're still eating the current one.
Yeah.
And then they would let you take it home.
yeah.
You could take home one like appetizer
That you've touched. Or as long as they put it on the table, it's yours.
Like you couldn't take three of them home,
Just
but like
keep the frozen food. Just give me the bag of the frozen food. I'll take 60 pounds of wings home.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like you would get one serving that you could take home of whatever it was. But still, we would go through like 30, 40 wings. We would
a
eat
disgusting amount.
wedges, whatever else, and then we would take home like because I think an order of wings was like 10 wings, and then we'd take home 10 wings for $10.
Well, I've seen not my fair share, but one or
And
two.
that's why I was so fat growing up.
Evidently, if you have 40 wings,
How many wings? How many of those little wings? We'll do it both ways. How many boneless can you take down? Do you think?
Can I or have I?
Can you? If you had to,
Probably 70.
70 fucking wings.
If I had to, like if it was a contest with money online, I think I could do 70.
What duration? How long?
I've seen you. I don't think you could.
I don't know how long. I don't know. Under an hour.
Under
Under an hour for sure.
I do not believe
That's like 12 wings per 10 minutes.
that.
That's a wing an
That's
hour.
like 70 wings an hour.
That's like
Yeah.
I've seen you eat like 70 wings in an hour is
That's
literally
like 140 in 2 hours.
it's like a wing and a half every minute.
That's like 210 wings
3 hours?
in 3 hours.
You're not doing that, guy.
You're not doing it.
A
You're
wing
not,
a minute?
You're not that guy.
No,
A
that's a
boneless
wing
wing a
every
minute?
58.3 seconds.
It's a lot of chewing. I've seen you chew. I've seen you in a chicken eating contest. No.
Guy, that chicken eating contest was 3 chicken tenders, which is the equivalent of what? Like
And it was 2.1
12
million
wings?
Scoville's.
And it was in 90 seconds.
Yeah, but
Which one of you guys finished?
I just seen you eat. You just don't look like you're not that
We ate
guy.
about the same amount.
Neither of you guys finished.
No.
Right?
I can do 50. I can do 50 boneless.
50.
I can do 50 boneless and then bone in. I could probably do. I can do 65.
Okay. New question. How many sushi?
0.
Sushi, like just pieces of sushi. I know I could do about 4 rolls by myself.
I don't eat sushi.
Why not?
I think it's gross.
I think here's something that we can all measure. A glizzy.
What?
Here we go again.
What?
You were supposed to do a glizzy eating
I
contest.
was, and someone backed out and didn't show back. Whatever. But the glizzy, the ones that we can get. How many do you think you can do? The big ones.
We're not glazing over the phrase
The quarter
glizzy.
pound glizzy.
Quarter pound glizzy.
Yeah. How many do you think you
I
can put
don't.
down with the
We
bun?
keep saying the word.
You don't know what a glizzy is?
Quarter pound hot dog.
Just the hot dog.
Just a hot dog. No. Hot dog and bun.
In a bun.
Okay. Well, yeah. I didn't know if there was like another
No,
variable.
How many could I eat?
Yeah.
4.
Oh, I got you.
You could eat more than 4 fucking hot dogs.
I could do 6.
You could do 6.
Yeah.
How much? How much is okay? So we're talking about the quarter pound. How much
I'm
is
not
a
gonna
regular
feel
hot
good.
dog? How many ounces or how many pounds? Well, you know what I'm saying. Quarter pound, but a regular hot dog is it what, like a sixth of a pound?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Probably, honestly, probably 3 ounces, maybe even less.
Okay. So
A
what
regular hot
so
dog?
8 regular hot dogs or 4 quarter pounders? Yeah, I would say I'd say it's all right for me.
Yeah.
You ever done the 999 challenge?
No, but
We got to do that with you.
yeah, I would love to do
Do you
that.
know about it?
Yeah, I could do that with my eyes closed, bro.
Greg, are you familiar?
I'm not. Educate me. This is like, forget fucking TV and all this. This is interesting.
And
This is the shit you're on?
I would do it from home just to because I don't want to.
A girl at the Sox
And
game
the reason
did it.
I asked about the sushi was setting up the stage because I know there's a sushi buffet over here.
BC Osaka?
Sure.
Oh, and then yeah.
999.
So a girl behind me at the White Sox game, the final game of the season, she attempted the 999 challenge, and we gave her credit for it because the hot dogs she was buying were the jumbo dogs, and she ate 6 of them. And we did the math on it, and we're like, okay, if they're 1.5 times the size, and you ate 6, that's equivalent to 9
That's the
regular.
size of a regular hot dog.
Yeah.
Right?
So we gave her credit for finishing it. But the 999 challenge is 9 innings of a baseball game. You got to eat 9 hot dogs and drink 9 beers.
Tall boys, right?
I don't know if it's regular.
It should be tall boys if
It's
you're
a-
at a baseball
Oh,
game.
16 ounce.
Yeah, I think that's all they serve there. I don't think they serve 8
But yeah,
ounce.
they're not going to, I mean, it's going to be a 12.
Or maybe a 12.
It's not the hot dog that gets me;
6
it's the beer.
ounces.
She did throw up multiple times. She went to the bathroom and throw up, which I think might
Doesn't
void.
that void
I
the
think it might
challenge?
void
Yeah.
the challenge. I
'Cause
don't know
you're
for sure.
purging.
Yeah, but she did throw up, and she had to go to the bathroom multiple times just to sit, which I don't understand because you're sitting at the baseball game, unless she meant to shit. But she said, "I'm going to go sit on the toilet for a minute," so maybe that's what she meant.
She meant throw up.
That's what we kind of thought because she did say she threw up. But anyway, yeah, 999 challenge. I don't drink beer, so I couldn't do it.
That doesn't sound difficult.
You don't drink
honestly.
beer?
You don't think that's difficult? You both got to do it next summer.
Oh shit! I. How long is an inning?
You're probably talking 20 minutes,
It's just time it.
20 to 25 minutes.
Just time it. I'm down. I'll do that tomorrow.
What she was doing was, because you have a top of the inning and a bottom of the inning, she would try to finish, one of those things in the top of the inning, one of those things in the bottom of the inning, in the next inning, one of them top, one of them bottom. So, but yeah, it was,
I could see towards the end them creeping up on you.
she wanted to tap out, I think by the 7th inning. She was like, I'm tapping out. And we convinced her to keep going. And she did it.
That's where the phrase 7th inning stretch came.
Right. You got to
How much your stomach stretches.
right during the 999 challenge. Yeah, I got to find out if there's an equivalent that I could do, because what would I drink? 9 like Pepsis? Like, I get, you know what I mean? Like, what would be the equivalent to that?
How much is it truly? Because you have the carbonation and you have the volume.
True.
Yeah, but the Truly isn't coming in 16 ounce.
No, those are skinny, aren't they?
Yeah.
Those are, I think those are 12 ounces. 10 maybe. Well, then
She picked a great series to go though, because it was the $5 Tuesday,
Yeah.
but throughout the whole series, so it's $5 beers and $5 hot dogs.
So she spent $30 on hot dogs and $30 on beer. Oh, more than beer.
She spent $90.
Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna do that from home.
Somebody paid her $100 to do it, so she made $10. One of her friends said, I'll give you $100 if you do the challenge.
Jesus.
that's almost $1 an hour.
Old Greg bought 3,000, thinking about ways he can make money.
Revenue calculated.
What's this next topic here? This Russia sues YouTube?
Yes. So, Russia has sued YouTube. They fined them for $20 decillion.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
$20
It's
decillion
like infinity.
dollars.
Like gajillion, like that
Yeah.
type of shit.
Yeah, let me see how much is.
Is it because
it's like 100 zeros or something?
is it because rubles or whatever the fuck they use there isn't even like a convertible number?
Sorry, I need real money.
That's what I'm saying.
A decillion is a number that's equal to 1 followed by 33 zeros.
And under what grounds are they suing YouTube?
Well, they sued YouTube because YouTube took down some shit. Oh, actually, no, they sued YouTube.
Which is Google. They should sue, which is Alphabet.
Yeah, and they sued it because Google took down some of their shit that they said was like hate speech or something to do with that. But they sued them like one time for like 1,000, and because of the way things work in Russia, it just kept compounding and compounding and compounding till it's like
they were owed some fine, and then they didn't pay the fine.
They said,
so
"Fuck
then
you."
It like doubles, and then it doubles.
oh,
and
it
it's
doubles
like
every day.
every week, I think.
Yeah, something stupid.
And so they sued him for how much?
Originally, it was
It's
like 1,000.
It's like infinity money now.
Yeah.
So, but next week it'll be twice infinity.
Double infinity. Yeah.
That's not saying.
Week after, 4 infinity. Now this is where things get shitty. It's 8.
I mean, they might just forgive it because Putin just
Because that number doesn't exist? Like,
Well-
what a ridiculous premise.
well, also Putin just went on the TV down there, and he said that he looks forward to renewing partnership with the United States. So did China. So I don't know. Maybe we don't have to pay it, or they don't have to pay it.
I can't imagine this is like top of his plate right now.
To get Google to pay an infinite amount of money.
That's got to be like the Cook County DMV
Have you guys-
undersecretary is suing Microsoft for $1 trillion infinity dollars, and it's like, yeah, that he's just fucking stupid. Ignore him. Anyways, like, I can't imagine the weight of the Russian state being like, no, we need our money. We need infinity money, Google.
Have you guys ever been sued before?
No.
No.
I have.
Great.
Oh, it wasn't
Break
for any.
it down.
No, it wasn't like sued, like go to court and that type of shit. It's just more like
That's how suing works.
it was more like we needed to collect some funds for an accident that I was in, and so we're gonna go through this company and this law firm's gonna collect it.
So you were in collections.
Not collections credit wise, but they needed
Debt collector?
they were a law firm that specialized in debt collecting, I guess, or something like that. It wasn't really like a debt. It was more like you owe for these damages. So
That's debt, isn't it?
in a way, but it's not on my credit. You just pay them.
It's not well, it is financial debt, but I don't know.
Like they could take further motions and like they could have like garnished wages and stuff like that.
and then
But
every week it doubles
I hope not.
until you get to a quintillion, bajillion
You
dollars.
owe me infinity money.
Infinity money. That's wild. Next on the list, do you guys remember the Simple Life show?
I do.
Do you remember anything about it? Because I don't remember watching it.
Yes, it was Nicole Richie and
Paris
Hilton,
Hilton.
and they worked on a farm. Was it just a farm, or was that just one of the things they did? Because I remember like the poster or the poster for the show being like, I think one of them holding like a pitchfork or something.
I want to say
and
they just
overalls.
visited families.
I thought they.
I thought the premise was like, we're rich in New York City and we're going to a farm, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
That was basically the premise.
What was it all on a farm though, or was that just the image that I remember from the?
No,
cover?
that's just the image you remember from the cover. I think they went to like multiple people's homes and stayed with multiple people that did a lot of different things.
I don't think it was that deeply developed.
Oh, really? It was just that one time they
Oh
did
no,
that?
it was a farm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it says, society princesses Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie leave their parties, wardrobes, and trust funds behind and move in with a farm family for 5 weeks to experience life that they've never known it.
That's hilarious.
And that was the cover that I was thinking of.
Yeah. Now, I've seen that.
That's what popped into my head. That's why I thought it was a farm thing. But then I was like, I don't know if the whole thing was farm or if that was just like, but no, the whole thing was farm. 5 weeks on a farm with regular folk. And that aired 11 years ago.
Yep. Well, it's going to
No,
come
I'm
back.
sorry, 21 years ago.
God
Yeah.
damn.
And it's coming back. They're going to do a reunion. I don't know if it's just for one episode or for a show or how they're going to do it, but I think it's pretty interesting. I mean, it makes good TV.
Yeah, but also didn't we find out that Paris Hilton this whole time was just faking like that voice and that personality and all that stuff just because she knew it would be a like people would watch the show and stuff for that.
I don't think
That's how
so.
we found that out, that she was just bullshitting being this stupid.
Kind of, but then there's a clip of her in court, in some type of court, and they were complimenting her, and so she used the "that's hot" voice to like talk to them, and then she like a light switch, she flipped into her corporate. Now what we're here for is da 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 da. I wish I could find the clip, but
Right?
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Like the whole dumb blonde thing was just kind of like a.
I don't think it's a shtick. I
character.
just think
Wait, in Hollywood, people pretend to be somebody else on TV.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but she made people think this was her persona. She wasn't playing a role. I mean, she was, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the Alex Jones?
Yeah.
Like his whole defense is that he's not actually crazy, that he's playing a character. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing where she's like, I'm not really dumb. I know this is going to sell if people think I'm dumb.
I think, yeah, I feel like people kind of wanted to like believe it was real.
Kids today have no idea what fun is, because back then when no one had an iPhone and no one had social media, no one was looking at a phone. No one had a camera. Everyone.
that's a real voice.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds like a regular person.
Yeah. Versus like, oh my God, that's so hot or whatever.
I think she's the person who made that shit like.
But it worked for her. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a successful character, which is why she probably kept doing it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it was a facade.
I fuck with Paris Hilton.
I don't really care one way or the other. I mean, I don't
she's
dislike
like,
her for any reason.
She's grown now. She has a kid. She's married.
You know who I hope is doing okay? Pauly D from the Jersey Shore.
That show is on still.
Is it?
Yes.
I
Is
think
it
he's still on
like
it.
the original people.
Yeah, they got a couple of the original people.
I don't know if it's all of them, but a lot of them have kids now. I know the situation is like clean. So like he's sober and everything.
Did he have like a drug problem or something?
He had an alcohol problem, I believe. I don't know about drugs, but I think alcohol for sure. But he's sober now, and like I think he's got a kid or two. I don't watch the show, but I know someone who does, and I'm pretty sure it is like, I don't know. It can't be good, right? I mean, the whole point was they were train wrecks of people. Now if they figured it out, what are you watching?
I don't know.
Just nostalgia. But who's watching that show that isn't only watching it because of the nostalgia? There's no new audience for that.
Have you seen the trailer for this villain show that's out?
Have
that
you seen Michael Cera with Jersey Shore hair?
He's so funny.
I love Michael Cera.
He's so funny.
Just look at that fucking guy.
The most timid human being to ever walk the earth.
He is so funny. He's got to be from Canada, right?
I don't think so.
Like he seems like he is the
He's
most
from
Canadian.
fucking Wichita.
Is he really?
Something like that.
He
I don't
seems
know.
like he's the most
Canadian.
Canadian person. He is?
Is a Canadian actor.
Yes.
Wow.
I knew it. He's
Born
like
in
the most
Brampton,
Canadian
Canada.
person ever.
I didn't know Brampton was a real thing. That makes
I
so
don't
much.
think it is.
That's so funny.
But you know what I'm saying? Like that when I think of a Canadian person, like just a super nice, wholesome, like unassuming.
Oh, no problem.
That's what I think of Michael Cera.
Never mind.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
Sorry about that. Didn't mean to squeeze past you there.
Canada sounds really good right about now.
I
huh?
love Canada.
Man. So they had the Golden Bachelor, and they had Jerry, and Jerry married, I think it was Teresa or something. Let me see. Who did Jerry marry in Golden Bachelor?
I hope it was Terry.
No, he married
about Larry?
Teresa. Huh?
Did Scary marry Larry?
I hope not.
Okay.
Mary married Terry.
Anyway, Gary married actually Jerry. It's Jerry with a G. It's Jerry with a
fucked you
G.
up.
He spells it Gerry.
Yeah.
He married a girl named
That's
a
'cause
woman.
it's Gerald.
A woman named Teresa Nist. They got married. She's from like Jersey and he's from Indiana. He's from like some northern
No otherness.
some northern city in Indiana.
That's us.
Yeah.
One
anyway,
of us.
219.
One of us. Is he Rick Gilla?
no. But he was like, people loved this guy. They thought that he was the sweetest guy. He was a heartthrob. He was so
Heartthrob.
He was
How old
so
was
nice.
This guy?
He was in the 70s. He's 71, I think, 70, 71. But he was like so nice and so like, oh my God, I just want a guy like Jerry because he's so he's emotional and in tune with his emotions and things like that. Turns out Jerry was a player. And Jerry also had a temper.
Uh-oh.
And Teresa and
Greatest generation, my ass.
I know. Him and Teresa filed for divorce after Golden Bachelor. There's now a Golden Bachelorette, which is one of the women who he was interested in. I think she had to leave the show for some reason.
Hip replacement?
No, I think it was like a family thing. But either she had to leave the show or she didn't.
Born?
No, I think so, yeah. Yeah, great granddaughter or granddaughter born or something like that. But anyway, so they're divorced. They're getting divorced now, and I was reading the story, and it was like really funny because apparently they were like driving through his like town or whatever.
He drives still?
Yeah.
Yikes.
And so they're driving and they see this field, and she's like, oh, you can build a really nice cottage here or something. And he was like, yeah, just take the land from the farmers. And then they get into an argument about it. And she's like, that's when I realized it ain't what it's cooped up to be.
Who was under the premise that you can just steal land nowadays?
Well, I guess the land was like either his or something, but it turned into an argument out of nothing.
What a weird argument.
But
you see a plot of land, you're like, I'd love to build a house here. What, are you going to steal it?
Yeah, that was kind of his demeanor.
What a strange reaction.
And she was like,
what if we offered him money?
And she was like, her response was like, even in your 70s, you're still learning things and figuring things out about people, and you can't.
That we don't steal land anymore.
Well,
that's a terrible thing we used to do.
It wasn't that. I don't think. I'm trying to throw her some bail. But at the same time, it's just like for him.
Jerry's a colonizer. Like,
probably 70, bro. Like when he grew up, black people didn't have rights.
That's true. He could have been like, when I was your age, we used to take all the black people's land.
He was almost an adult when we got to vote. It's different, but he had a little bit of a temper, and there's just a bunch of stories coming out about him being a player and stuff and having a girlfriend on the side.
He's probably been treated like shit his entire life if he thinks you can just go and steal people's land.
Well, it wasn't him. He was the one who was like, "Oh, do you think he can just take the land from the farmers?"
Yeah, if that's the policy he's been operating under.
No.
He's an asshole.
He was the one who was like, he was questioning her. It's like, what do you?
I'm saying, like, if that's your view on the world, everything you thought about it has been wrong.
Right. And so, I don't know. I just thought it was funny that 70-year-olds are dating and breaking up and getting divorced and stuff like that. And it just made me like totally like not believe in love whatsoever.
Dude, old people, not all of them are great.
No.
Turns out shitty young people just turn into shitty old people.
Right.
Yeah. And then they get in a wheelchair and they pull up at my kiosk and show me their phone. That says fuck my face on it. Bro, and then like someone helped me with like what he needed, and then when he walked away, I immediately grabbed the hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
The one thing I hate is when people just like give me their phone and they're like, "Here, fix it," and I'm like, ugh. And I do this. I go, "Set your phone down," and then I tap, and then like, "No, take it." I'm like, "Go ahead and set it down."
Right. Least amount of touching possible.
Oh my god!
You need those stick the hand in the cow butt gloves.
I'm gonna go back to wearing gloves.
Like gloves. The finger, like the.
Oh, like no, it's the whole hand. Oh. When you're sticking your arm in.
Oh, I know what you're saying. I thought you meant like the stick with like the hand on the end with the finger, and you just touch the screen like that.
I just don't touch people's phones. It's not good. Don't touch people's phones.
Phones are so gross.
They are, man.
I absolutely bring the phone into the bathroom with me.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you got it like the crusties that come out of people's phones when I take their case off.
Ugh.
Oh my God. It's enough to make you gag.
I'm going to use a steam cleaner when I get home and just sanitize my phone case.
Like, luckily, I have so many cases that
You going home?
No, I gotta check the camera.
He's getting the sanitizer right now.
Quick
dunk.
I change my case. Excuse me, my case is out like every week, so my phones are relatively clean. But like,
Just because the
some people's phones are
My
TBA is
phones.
spying on-
gross.
How many people can say that? Yeah, my handful of phones that I carry around daily, they're pretty clean.
He's got a CIA go bag.
I do.
Well, we got one person who refused to be on camera for WITSEC protection. The other one has 6 phones. Am I the only one here who's not into some shady or wanted shit?
Well, all my phones have purpose.
That doesn't sound any better.
All right. I mean, there is an advantage because when I'm like,
When the officer asks you, "What are you doing here?" I have a purpose.
well, no,
Yeah. The question is what?
but like my daughter can reach me directly on this phone, and her messages will never get lost in the sauce of everything else. She can reach me right here, and then this is everyone else in customers, and then also the phone that I record the pod on, edit the pod on, post the pod on. But if I'm doing all that with the podcast, I can't go into social media or edit other things and do other things that I need to post at the same time. So that's where this one comes in handy. And then I have another phone for just like gaming and shit.
But you've also had multiple phones prior to this podcast existing.
2. Yeah, 2. And then I had a porn phone for a while. I got rid of that one. But yeah,
You live an interesting life, Steven.
bro, my life is so interesting. If you would have seen the things that I saw just a couple hours ago, oh my God, it was,
A couple hours ago, you want to get into it?
nope,
All right.
not at all.
Moving on.
Moving on. So we kind of had an election. You guys want to get into it or you want to skip it?
Let's skip it.
We can skip it. Let's get right into our food takes. All right, so I'm going to give you guys some food options, and you're going to tell me if it sounds good or not, or if you had it. There's a couple different things I want to get into. I really like the food topics. Have you ever seen a deviled egg mini burger?
No. What is that?
So you take an egg.
And you devil it. Got that.
Right. So, you got the deviled egg sauce and everything, right?
Yeah.
Mix a little ketchup and mustard in it to where it's like, I don't know, hamburgery.
Okay.
And then you get you some really little teeny tiny burger patties and you sear them up, and then you make the bun the deviled egg, and you just eat it like
What do you mean you make the bun the deviled egg?
instead of having a
Like you
bun,
put-
it's like the egg,
And what's in between?
the burger.
Oh, so there is meat too.
Yeah. You have a little burger patty.
So you're holding both ends of an egg.
Yes.
I'd eat it, but I would never make that.
And then there's a little pickle.
More importantly, what food contests do the two of you think you could win against the other? Because if you think you can eat 70 fucking chicken wings in
Boneless.
an hour,
And I know I can eat more than him.
exactly.
The only
Okay,
thing that's
so
stopping
what's the question?
the only thing that's stopping me is the fact that like I don't know if I'll survive.
Well, that's what victorious death is it's earned.
You're asking me
throughout.
what I think I can beat him in?
No, I'm asking, like, do you think he could do more than you in an hour?
If I
Would
think
you
I could
agree?
do 70, I think he could probably do more than that.
There's no competition here.
Would you agree there's no competition?
Yeah, I don't think that I could beat Steve in any particular food eating contest.
Or anything ever in life.
No, I think when it comes to eating, Steve is the best. You're so good at eating.
I am. And you know what's funny? I feel like here's the fun thing about
practice.
here's the fun thing about Joe. So I've known you for like 6 years now, going on 7, right? And whenever things go awry in my life, I'm like, I bet this wouldn't be happening if I was white. And I think about your life, and I'm like,
Because I'm the only white person you
I
know?
was like, Joe would be going through this.
Like what?
Like,
Like when your ceiling fell in on you?
exactly. My whole fucking ceiling just falls from the sky. And I'm like, This
are
wouldn't
there
happen if I was white.
are there racist ceiling gremlins
Or
who are
like-
sawing through the ceiling?
Or like times when I get pulled over, I've thought of you, and I was like, if I was Joe right now, I would not be getting pulled over. If I were
were you
white, I would
driving
live your
illegally?
life. I would live your life if I was white.
I get pulled over, but I don't. But nothing happens.
Right. Everything happens.
Yeah, they just let me go immediately. They
Everything.
see me and they're like, "Oh fuck, sorry," and then they actually pay me to leave.
They go, white people, and then they touch hands and then leave.
yeah, they go-
Actually, sir, here's a 20. My mistake.
that's what I'm saying. They pay me for the inconvenience.
Like every time I go over Joe's house, it's like, fuck, if I were white, I would have a fridge in the garage too. Just random shit like this. I'd be like,
A garage fridge is
like,
is
or
a,
like if I was white, this is what my house would look like.
I live in a duplex.
I know. I would live exactly like you if I were white. You live such a cool white life.
Well, thank you. I think
It's almost a compliment, but it's like,
I mean, thank
fuck,
you,
if
I
were-
guess.
If I was white, I'd be Joe. If I was white, I'd be, because you got, the thing is like, there's different kind of white guys. And I wouldn't be.
I agree.
No, yeah. And I wouldn't be the nerdy white guy. I wouldn't be like the wigger white guy. I would be like a decent blend to where I'm like, I know some things to go in this neighborhood, but then again,
You're not like the knight or the magician,
right.
or the archer.
I'm
Just
not
a
like
common
I'm
person.
not like
Just
MAGA
a
white.
peasant.
Yeah,
I'm not a MAGA white. And I'm not like rich white, but like I got some money put away white. Like I worked for some shit. I saved some shit.
that's just being smart.
I would be a smart white.
How would you be Indian?
Yeah, what kind of Asian are you?
Ooh, well, let's wait a minute.
One ethnicity at a time.
One
Sorry.
ethnicity at a time. I
We're
would
globe
be.
trotting right now.
I'd definitely be a scammer. I would definitely.
You'd
be-
work in a call center.
I would work in a call center. Yeah, I would. That would be the type of Indian that I would be.
Okay.
Pick another.
Okay.
This is fun.
African.
Call center.
Call center. Definitely call
Scams.
center.
Scams and call
scam
centers.
it. Scam it up. Scam
Me
it
on
up.
any continent? Scams.
Nigerian prince emails coming at you hot.
Hardcore. I no. If I were African, I would be marry big fat white American woman to get into the country. African.
Okay. South American.
Scammer.
No.
Call center.
I would be an athlete.
Okay.
Like
What
a
kind of
soccer
guy?
player.
I'd be a soccer player. Yeah.
They're
Either
pretty
that,
big on
you-
soccer. now.
either soccer player or Ricky Martin. One of the two.
You'd be a rugby player.
You
No.
You have a body for a rugby
I don't
player.
like contact.
You'd either be a soccer player or
don't have the
a
lungs for
gay
soccer
Latin
player.
singer.
I don't have the lungs for soccer player, but you got to imagine if I'm Latin American, I have different genetics. So I don't
Which
have high
is why
blood
you'd be a
pressure.
scammer in India.
Right. Which is also why I wouldn't have high blood pressure.
You'd be so malnourished in your
This
call
is my
center,
blood.
just eating hot Cheetos.
They don't have hot Cheetos there.
They have some
They're
version
like-
of it.
They have like pig legs and shit.
Jesus.
Stinky rice.
All right. Arab.
Terrorist.
Okay. Europe.
Supremacist.
What's that
Oh,
mean?
what?
White supremacist.
In Europe?
In Europe? Oh, like because okay, Europe would be like German and shit.
Potentially.
I'd probably be an alcoholic.
That's not a profession.
No, but
You're that good at it.
I would be that. Yeah, I'd be that good at drinking. I'd be an alcoholic. Easy.
No other
Australia.
profession.
No, I'd probably sell cars. I'd probably have my own little lot and just drink all day.
Yeah, Australian.
Australian. I'd be a family man.
That would be your best version.
Yeah, because it's like not America, but it's as big as America.
That's what they mean by down under.
But it's so far away from things that I couldn't have dreams.
You wouldn't be like a kangaroo wrangler.
Nah, I wouldn't- nothing interesting. I probably just, if I was Australian, I'd just have like a
Insurance
really
salesman.
nice Australian wife. Australian women are so fucking hot.
So hot.
So fucking hot.
Love that accent too.
Oh my God. It's everything to me.
So did the world just luck out that you were born in America?
No.
No,
I think-
Australia didn't.
Australia didn't.
You'd have been a family man.
I think, and I definitely didn't luck out.
And you would have been the best Arab scammer or whatever the hell you said.
Oh my
Whoever
God.
was the scammer. You would have Indian scammer. You would have been
Indian,
the best
African, and Arab.
one. All of them scammers, call centers.
Indian scammer.
If I was Canadian, I'd probably be a singer.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
Bieber,
yeah, okay. I was trying to think of Canadian singers.
The Weeknd.
Charlie
I think
Puth?
Diddy's
Was
still
he?
having some of his parties. You can get that figured out.
What? What does he have to do with Canada?
No.
Bieber.
Oh.
I think it would also vary by state.
All right, Florida.
We got 50 of them. Let's go. How long we got?
Florida.
Alphabetically.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas.
If I were from Florida, I'd still be black. I would be a drug dealer.
Okay.
I would
What
live in
kind of
Tallahassee.
drugs?
I would live in Tallahassee. I would be a cocaine smuggler.
That's too far north.
That's still in the Gulf.
Yeah, but nobody's bringing cocaine in through Tallahassee.
You're
Oh
assuming
no
it's
no
coming
no!
from
I
Cuba?
would go down and get it and bring it back up. You
Well,
know
then you're not
shit
a
where
smuggler.
you're shit where you eat. I'm smuggling it from wherever it's coming from.
from Miami.
Yeah,
He's the go-between.
yeah.
Well, then you're a trafficker, not a smuggler.
Smuggling it is getting it into the country, right?
Yeah, but
Miami's in the country.
No. I'm going down in the water to get it. Like I'm going by boat. I'm by boat.
with a pan.
I'm going by boat to get it from. I'm meeting someone in the middle of the fucking ocean, and I'm getting it.
Just sifting through the Gulf.
I'm panning for
Cocaine.
for crack rock.
Either that, or I would probably find some way to have it freight, like to have it shipped.
Now you're a logistics deal.
I think they're pretty on to the idea of shipping cocaine in through UPS into Florida.
No, not UPS, but like through the ships.
Like the coffee. It's real coffee.
No, you're the ships, like freight, like not freight, but like how they have all the train things on the.
Ships. Cargo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just
The word
freight
you-
it in.
The
Come
word you're
on.
looking for was the word you said.
I would be a trafficker.
Okay. Georgia.
A slave. Nah, Georgia. I would if I lived in Georgia, I would probably be. I'd be just like my guy LP at Sell Cars. Yeah.
All right, we got to move on. This is
Just one more. One more.
Alaska.
Serial killer.
Okay.
Serial killer.
That
for
checks
sure.
out.
Absolutely.
So much darkness.
Yeah, serial
So
killer.
much snow.
For
so much
sure.
ice.
Because I know I would get away with it there. And I don't do things unless I know for sure. I
The
can get away with it.
unsolved murder rate in Alaska must be astronomical because nobody wants to be out there looking for clues. It's way too cold. They're like, you know what? Fuck it.
She's just dead.
It's all. They killed him with an ice pick. What are you gonna do? Not an ice
All the
pick, but I mean
evidence
an
melted.
icicle. Well, that's what I'm saying. Killed him with an icicle.
Back to the food. Who has the best chicken nuggets? I need to know. Who do you got? Who do you have with the best?
Like
chicken
fast food?
Yeah,
Wendy's spicy.
I was gonna say Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets probably my favorite.
wrong.
Okay.
Glad you asked us.
And the answer is
McDonald's, of course.
they're all right.
Rank them.
Wendy's?
Number one, Wendy's.
Number 2, the Burger King Buffalo Fiery, whatever the ones they came out with a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago. Love those. Number 3, probably McDonald's. Number 4, I don't know. What other options are there?
Number 1, McDonald's. Number 2, Chick-fil-A.
Don't they only have them grilled though?
No,
Okay, I've only had the
they've
grilled
got pretty
ones.
greasy nuggets.
I've only had the grilled ones then. I wasn't a big fan.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a hot take on Chick-fil-A too.
I just don't support them in general, so I don't eat there often or ever.
Would you rather have the nuggets from Wendy's or like the Tyson?
What? Like frozen?
Yeah.
Wendy's. What do you mean? Frozen is trash.
What? No.
Yeah.
No, not the.
I would
nuggies.
take like every fast food nugget over a frozen bag of Tyson.
I can
Rib
promise
meat.
you.
They're
you-
made with rib meat.
Wendy's are made for rib meat, bro.
Well, then they take out all the cartilage parts.
Bro, I can promise you. If I had them right in front of you, you wouldn't know the difference.
I disagree.
See you next week.
You gonna make a whole platter for us? We can do a blind taste test.
Oh yeah, I would love that.
When are we gonna start doing that? Blind taste test of foods on here.
Next week.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Would you try this salty caramel frosty at Wendy's?
Yes, actually, that comes out on the 12th. 5
Yeah,
days.
that sounds really good.
Why do you
I'd try
know
that.
that?
Because there's this awesome Instagram account that I follow. I can only follow it when I'm off keto because otherwise I will never last. And he, like, once a week, he does, like, here's the new fast food items for the week.
Oh, I know the guy.
Zach, Snack with Zach or something his name was.
Yeah.
Then the next day, he does, like, here's the new frozen food items for the week. And the next one's, like, here's the new whatever. And I check it every week
Did you hear about that?
when I'm off keto.
That real fat guy who was on YouTube and he would just eat a lot, and he went from like a regular person to like a real fat guy.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Nick Avocado, I think
yeah.
his name was.
Nikocado Avocado.
He like
You've seen him before.
He got so fat because he did like food review type stuff, or he was trying to get fat to get famous.
He was doing mukbangs. You've
like
seen this
he
guy
looks
before.
like your family would have an intervention about how
I've never
fat
seen
you
that guy
are.
before.
Tell the story about what he did.
Well, I don't know the exact story, but like, look at this guy.
Yeah.
I've never seen that guy before.
Okay, so here's what happened. He got famous.
And I know you like mukbanging, and that's so
Yeah.
gross.
He got famous doing shit like this, making very absurd videos of him being a fat dude, right? What he did was it was all an experiment.
Wait a second. Let me see this again. Maybe I do know that guy. Did he do videos where he'd be like in the kitchen and he would be like, hold on, let me see. Let me scroll through his timeline real quick. Because there is a guy who I see every once in a while pop up on my thing.
Yeah, you usually
No,
don't
it's not
see him
this guy.
unless you're looking at mukbangs and stuff. But he did mukbangs and like very like just stupid videos where he would just like slush his fat around and stuff like that, and just make an ass out of himself and make dumb videos. He did that for like 2 years. Now, the audience just saw him doing that. He made 2 extra years of video. He got really, really big. Like really, really huge. Like as big as you see him here. That's how big he got. And he filmed like double the amount of videos for a certain period of time. And then he posts like one video and then stop posting for like a couple months. And then out of nowhere, he's real thin. Like that.
Oh, so the thin version is him now.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were saying it went the other way around. He was thin and he ate
No,
himself.
he was thin
He did,
like
and
that.
then he went back.
Oh.
And then he ate himself to that point. And then
Lost the weight.
lost the weight, but didn't tell anyone that he was losing the weight. He had so much material of him being Fatty McFat that he just kept posting.
Hang glided.
They just had to be
fatness.
evergreen material to where people weren't like, hey, this shit he's talking about shit from 5 months ago.
Exactly. So he kept posting for 2 years while he was losing the weight in the background and making money off YouTube, obviously. And he just kept losing the weight. And now he's real thin. And it was like a social experiment to him.
With what being the goal?
I'm gonna get fat, then not be fat.
Yeah, pretty much like you guys are just like pawns. I'm 2 steps ahead of you. You know,
But are
I'm
people going to
smarter
not
than
watch
you.
his videos anymore because he's not fat?
It was more fascinating than anything. He blew up for a couple days just off the fact that he just came up skinny one day and he was like, I'm 2 steps ahead. And people couldn't figure it the fuck out. They thought it was fake. They thought they didn't. They were like, how the fuck did he pull this off where he's posting 2 years worth of content? Nobody's seen him or heard from him. And then all of a sudden he's skinny again.
So it was just like a more of wouldn't it be funny to fuck with people thing.
Pretty much.
Not like an opportunity to make money or...
I mean, he looked at it as a,
It's not really a social experiment because what's the experiment? It sounds like he's just like, it would be hilarious if I'm just skinny one day.
I really don't think I would be in like my 80s or 90s and look back and be like, man, that was 3 years well spent.
yeah, I don't know what his goal was, but it looked incredibly unhealthy. I mean, it was just nuts. You saw how big he got. I don't ever want to be that big. It's just
No.
uncomfortable. But he lost the weight. Appreciate you, Greg.
See you naked, Greg.
Nick, Greg. All right.
Ooh, what if you would have knocked the camera over?
That would have been bad. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna wipe through this food, and then we should be good to get out of here too, like Naked Greg.
And then I'll at some point I gotta tell my story.
I want you to tell it now, guy.
You want me to tell it now? Now that Naked Greg's gone, we can talk
'cause
openly.
We could talk about food later.
So last week, so obviously the audience knows my wife is pregnant.
Right.
So last week, Halloween, we do the Halloween thing. I go to my parents' house to hand out candy. No, we handed out candy at home, and then I go to my parents' house because the family was all there and stuff. And my wife was gonna come, but she's like, I don't feel really too well. I've been starting to have like practice contractions, or what she thought was practice contractions. She went to her doctor's appointment at 2 p.m., a regular scheduled one, and they checked out everything, and they're like, all right, you're good to go. So she was feeling like these contractions all day long, and they told her they're just practice contractions. I'm like, all right, cool. So she didn't want to come to my parents because she was just like, I'm going to end up laying down anyway. Like, I don't feel very good. So I go to my parents. Everything's fine. Go home. My wife and I are going to bed. It's like 2 a.m., 2:30 maybe. And she's like, I'm still having these contractions. It's been going on like all day long. And I was like, okay, well, what'd they say when you told them that today? Because she was having them from 2 a.m. the previous day. So this is 24 hours straight. And they said, oh, they're just practice ones because they're irregular. Like if they were like actual like labor contractions, they would be somewhat regular, like spaced out regular, and they would become more increasing, and things like that. But she said they weren't. They were kind of spaced out. And they weren't really getting any more intense. They were just annoying to the point where she's like, I'm not going to be able to sleep. So I was like, it's fine. They told you it's practice contractions, whatever. She's like, well, I also don't know like if I'm feeling the baby move as much. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like that was like, I was like, holy shit. Because we've had some people in our lives who had issues recently, like,
Right.
and so the fact that that's happened recently with other people, I was like, oh my God, like this, I'm not going to take a chance. I'm like, let's just go to the emergency room. Because she wanted to go, but I was like telling her no, because I'm like, they told you it's fine. But then when she said she wasn't feeling the movement, I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm not going to roll the dice on this. So let's just go. So we went to the emergency room at like 3:30, 4 in the morning. She did pack a bag just in case, like she went into labor, she packed a bag and left it at home. But we went to the emergency room. So we go there, they hook her up to tests and stuff, and they're like, all right, your blood pressure is really high. And then we're like, okay, what now? They're like, well, it could be because you're so stressed out about what's going on, so we'll test you a little bit longer. They end up testing her for like 2 hours. We sat there while they just kept doing blood pressure tests and stuff. Then they send out a urine sample. And they found out that her proteins were really high, which is a sign of preeclampsia, which is very scary. So they're like, well, you have preeclampsia. We're like, okay, like, because that could result in the loss of the baby and my wife. Like if it's bad enough, or if it goes untreated, like if you just like go home and whatever. So we're like, so what do we do? They're like, well, luckily we caught her early enough, but we don't feel comfortable sending you home. So we're just going to induce you right now. And my wife was 37 weeks. So we're like, 37 weeks is fine. Like that's usually the week where like you're good to go. Like anything beyond that is just the baby getting bigger and putting on weight. So like we don't feel comfortable. We're just going to induce you right now. We're like, holy fuck! Like,
oh wow, we're having a baby right now.
This is 2 weeks earlier. We planned on inducing at the 39th week. This is 37. So this is 2 weeks earlier. Like our house was a mess. There's laundry everywhere. The nursery isn't done yet. Like the dog's at home. We didn't have anything packed. Like we were still ordering things online. Like we didn't have breast pumps and all this other stuff. Like we are not fucking ready. But we're like, all right, here we go. So they start inducing, and I think they started at like 8 a.m. And then I start like texting the family, like, hey, just so you know, we're in the hospital. They're starting to induce labor, whatever. So because she had preeclampsia, they wanted to take the inducing like really slowly. So all they did was they just gave her a pill. And then like, all right, 4 hours later, we'll check back. They checked back. They're like, okay, you're not dilated yet. Here's another pill. We'll check again in 4 hours. So it was just 4 hour increments. And she was inducing for 36 hours.
That's a whole day and a half.
Or like 32 hours. Yeah.
It's
day and a half.
Whole day and a half.
That we were in the hospital. Starting on Halloween night.
Oh God.
So then finally she gets to the point where she starts to like dilate.
Yeah.
And then that's taking forever. because they don't want to like give her too much, whatever. I'm not going to get into all the details, but they give you different meds and, they have to basically slowly ramp up the meds. They don't want to hit you all with once. So it ends up being that we get to like 36, 37 hours, maybe even, like 38 hours before she's even like ready to start going into labor. It was fucking forever. I literally went home twice during that period because I'm like, I'm just going to go home and take a nap and I'll be back later. She's like, all right, cool. Because I had to take care of the dog and like being in that room just sucked. So I just went home, showered, slept for like 4 or 5 hours, got some lunch, brought it back to the hospital. And then we're like, all right. And the nurses are like, all right, well, it'll probably be another 4 hours and we'll check back in. It was just hanging out. So anyway, labor eventually started and she was in labor only for like less than 2 hours. And I'm not going to get into all the details. There were some complications after the baby was born, but that has been resolved. And now I have a daughter.
How's it feel, Papa Joe?
It is.
How's baby Stevie?
She is not Stevie. She is not Stevie. You can call her Stevie, I guess, but she's not Stevie.
She's forever Stevie.
Her name is Easton.
So close.
Which we picked because, my wife had a list of 200 names.
Okay.
Literally like 200 names. And we agreed on Easton 3 years ago when we were first starting to try to get pregnant. And when we were going through this list and my wife said the name Easton, I was like, Easton? Like, you want to do Easton? Because I know Easton as a sporting goods company.
Right.
They make hockey gear. They make baseball, softball. I'm like, I love that name. Like, why do you want, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, what significance does it have
you
to
don't
you?
know shit about sports. What are you thinking? But I'm like, what's your game here?
What's your fucking angle?
But she's like, Easton is the name of a very prominent book publisher, Easton Press, which I didn't know about.
Yeah.
She's like, so that's why I put it on there. I'm like, well, that's fucking perfect. Like, you love books. I love sports.
Yeah.
This name is great. So we picked the name 3 years ago. I had never heard of a single human being named Easton before. Then within the past year, all of a sudden I see someone at my place of work. I see somebody who yells at their child and their child's name is Easton. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I text my wife. I'm like, holy shit, there's an Easton here. Like a little kid, like a 3-year-old. And then within the past 6 months, someone moved into my neighborhood, a couple houses down, and they have a kid named Easton.
It's kind of like that card that you'd never see, and then you see it once.
Once
now
you start
see
paying
it
attention.
Yeah.
Like maybe I had heard the name Easton at some
never-
point, and it never registered in my head.
Yeah.
And then now I hear, and then there's an NFL player who got drafted this past year. His name is Easton Stick, which is like the most sports name ever.
Yeah.
Because they make sticks. And I think he got drafted by the Chargers or something. But so Easton Stick is a player. And then when my wife and I are really into, my wife's a big Taylor Swift fan. So she's really into like leaving clues because Taylor Swift does a lot of things where she'll leave Easter eggs and stuff. And I like that stuff too. So over social media, we've been leaving breadcrumbs for her name for like the past like 5 months.
Really?
Oh yeah. I have like a dozen things that I posted on social media that have her name in it.
Oh, wow.
Or pictures with her name in it that people didn't notice. And I was hoping, we did that on purpose.
Hoping someone would pick up on it?
Yeah.
No one did.
The only person who guessed the name correctly was my aunt. Because remember at the baby shower? We had that.
Yeah.
At my baby shower, we had these cards where you can guess the name and I think the date and time. And my aunt guessed it correctly because on our baby shower invite, it said Nutmeg. It said like Nutmeg Publishing, which is the name of my dog, and it said Easton Press below it.
Huh.
And my aunt noticed it. She was like, she put down Easton for the name, and she put, it was on your baby invite. And my aunt doesn't have social media. So she got one clue, and she got it right.
Look at us. We're just fucking...
One clue, and nobody else got it right.
We would fucking suck in the 20s.
Dude, it was so fun posting all those clues and stuff because like some of the times Dee and I were like, is this too obvious? Or we would like one of the photos was of me, I don't know if you saw it, of me at the softball fields. And I posted a picture of me holding a bat.
Yeah.
And it said manifesting a softball player.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bat said Easton on it. And some of the photos we took, it was too close, too zoomed up, where I'm like, this is too obvious. Someone's going to see it. So we posted a photo that was a little bit further back so it wouldn't be as obvious. But
Yeah.
if you just zoom in a little, You can.
I remember that.
Easton.
I didn't even think to pick that up.
After the podcast, I'll show you on my phone. I have like a dozen pictures, and I'm gonna post it on social media in the next few days here.
Gave you motherfuckers clues
Of like all the clues that people didn't get. So anyway, one of the clues was I posted a video of my wife's stomach, and you can see her moving, like the baby moving. And it was a song by a country artist named Easton Corbin, which I don't listen to country, but the song was like "Roll Baby Roll." So the song was perfect, but it happened to be by Easton Corbin. So that was another clue.
That'll also be cool. Like when your kid gets older, you can show them that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have very fond stories to tell my daughter before she was born. You know,
It's going to be hard for the next kid that we're going to have. We're going to have a boy next, and it's going to be hard to leave clues because now people know to look for clues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm going to try, but they're going to have to be way more vague.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to really be hidden because now people are going to know to look for things in the
Son Easton
picture.
too.
Huh?
Name your son Easton.
Easton number 2.
Easton.
Well, so the name Easton apparently it just cracked this year. It cracked the top 100 for baby names, but for boys.
Oh, that makes sense.
But for girls, it's not even in like the top 6,000.
But it fits both, which is cool.
Which I never thought of it as a boy's name. When we agreed on the name 3 years ago, I thought it was a feminine name. Easton, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like a girl. Even though it's a sporting company,
Yeah.
it sounded like a female name to me. And so many people have thought she was a boy. Like even my uncle texted like, can't wait to hold him. And then my cousin said,
guy.
my cousin was like, he looks so cute. And then like people on social media who don't know us too well, they're responding like, oh, beautiful boy. You know what I mean? Like, because people just see the name, which is a baby. I understand like babies don't necessarily look like anything, but it's just kind of funny because I'm like, I would have never thought of Easton as a boy's name.
Yeah.
But clearly a lot of people do.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see it.
Yeah. But I don't know. I kind of like that though. I like that it's kind of like the name Hunter. You know what I mean? Like it's becoming a popular girl's name.
Yeah.
But it used to be just a boy's name.
Yeah.
You know, and like, you know, there's other names like that. Obviously there's some names that go both ways, but there's a lot of them that are becoming more like Ryan is becoming a popular girl's name now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, things like that. So I like to think she's like the first of what could be, you know,
A cool
female
trend.
Eastons.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
But I can't believe how often I got to feed this thing. Every 2 hours?
Yeah, bro.
That's too often.
No. And they poop.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like that.
She poops a lot.
Like a lot.
Just like mustard seeds.
Yeah. It's going to get bigger.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be explosions soon. Just absolute.
No blowouts yet.
Just think when you're, it's going to freak you out how quick your baby's going to turn into a toddler, and your toddler's going to be terrorizing your home.
I know. It's like,
but it's a girl because girls are chill though. So
I hope so.
my daughter, the most my daughter did was just like, "Mah, mah, 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 mah." And then after that she would just chill. And I didn't need to stick a phone in her face or anything like that either. She would play with her toys and just chill the fuck out. She's like that now. She's like, my kid's super chill, always been super chill, and didn't cry at all. She doesn't cry now. A little here and there. I cried more than my daughter. So
Yeah, Easton does not cry very much at all, which is great. But she's like 5 days old, so
yeah,
maybe that'll change. I hope not, but she is super chill. She only cries when we change her diaper because we're obviously having to like disrobe her. So like the cold air hits and she's like, "Bah," and she turns into a little pterodactyl and throws her arms around and starts squirming.
Yeah.
But as soon as you put clothes back on her and start like, you know, zippering her back up, then she just immediately.
What's
shuts
also
down.
going to be pretty fun is like to see her, because like for like a year she's going to look like you, and then the next year she's going to look like D, and then the next year she's going to look like you, and it just goes back and forth. Like my daughter looked like me at first, and then looked like looked like her mom for like 3 years, and then me again, and then her mom. It was just fun. So
I don't think she looks like either one of us right now.
because it's not. No, I'm kidding.
Because it's not. Yeah. I don't know. She just doesn't. I don't see anything in her that reminds me of either one of us.
It's too
but
soon.
she looks just like my nephew at that same age.
Yeah.
Like in the group chat with my family, my sister-in-law shared a photo of my nephew when he was like at the hospital, and they look exactly the same. I even sent his photo along with her photo to one of my aunts,
Couldn't tell.
and they didn't know which one was which.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of funny.
As a baby, my daughter looked just spitting image of her mom, just tan.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nuts how those things work, man.
Yeah. So
Welcome to fatherhood, though.
I can't wait to find out what like hair color she's going to have, what eye color she's going to have. Like even like her skin tone. Like I don't know what her skin tone is going to be yet. Cause
it's all brand new.
Yeah. I'm white. D is a very light skinned.
She was like
Hispanic.
purplish at first, right?
The baby.
Yeah.
I mean, her hands, and I mean, she's also only 5 pounds, so
Yeah.
she's small.
Yeah.
She's not. The only reason she's not considered a preemie is because she was born at 37 weeks. So if she was born at 40 weeks, she'd be considered very small. But for 37 weeks, she's on the smaller side, but she's not, nothing concerning as far as her size.
Yeah.
So, but her feet and hands are like very purple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, she's not getting the circulation there yet.
It's a melanin thing.
Yeah.
Eventually she'll tune out.
And we took her out in the sun today for the first time.
We had to put, like, when my daughter was first born, I like fresh out within hours. They said, hey, you got to hold her in the sun for like an hour so she doesn't get jaundice. So that was a thing. So, and then it took her maybe a couple weeks and she started filling out and got a nice little tan.
Yeah. Today's day 5 and it's the first time she sees sunlight.
Yeah. Probably freaked her out.
It kind of did. When I first brought her outside and the sun first hit her and her eyes were closed, but obviously she can feel the heat through her eyelids or whatever. And she was like, and she just kind of, after a couple seconds, then she settled down and she tried to open an eye to figure out what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
And then she just shut it immediately.
Yeah.
It's like it's too fucking bright. But yeah, we took her on a walk around the neighborhood to get her some sun. And now that like the weather looks good for the next few days, so we want to take her like every day outside. But yeah, I don't know. I can't believe how often we have to feed her. I thought you had to feed a baby like every 5-6 hours.
No.
Not every 2 hours.
Yeah, bro. It's like a puppy.
You don't feed a puppy that often.
Kind of. You feed a puppy more often than you feed a full-grown dog.
It's like a puppy in the sense that a puppy you have to let outside every 2 hours.
Yeah.
To let go pee.
Yeah.
And she just does it in her fucking diaper, and then I got to change it. But I don't know. It's obviously that's gonna lengthen out too.
Yeah.
She'll have to eat less often as she gets bigger. But yeah, it's just, and then like the bottles, like having to clean and sterilize these bottles. Like I didn't realize you had to sterilize like everything.
Everything.
So like the first night we had her from the hospital, or no, we had enough bottles from the hospital, like prepackaged ones, to get through the day. But then the next day it got to like 9 p.m. and I opened up the bottle sterilizer that I have and I found out I'm missing a piece. So we can't even use it. So I'm like, what the fuck? So we can't sterilize any bottles. So then I'm like trying to figure out where I can get a piece from or where I can blah, blah. Anyway, it gets to like 10 o'clock. Now like every store is closed. The only store that's open is Meijer and Walmart. And Meijer didn't have any sterilizers. And Walmart, I don't remember what the issue was with Walmart. Like they were sold out, the ones around here or something. So then it gets to midnight and now I have no options and we have no clean bottles. And I'm like, all right, I guess we boil it. That's like a thing. You can boil it. But then I was Googling it. It's like you can't boil these like hospital bottles that they give you, the preemie bottles that they gave us, because they're like too thin and they'll warp. So I'm like, what the fuck? And we have nice bottles that we got from our baby shower, but they said don't boil those either because it could warp because the bottom is glass, but the top is plastic and rubber. And it said you could ruin the bottle. I'm like, these are expensive bottles. I don't want to ruin it for one night. So D calls the hospital and we're like, can we get some more bottles? They're like, yeah. So we run to the hospital is 6 minutes from our house. So I run over there and they gave us like a bag of like 7 or 8 like more hospital preemie bottles.
And just been using those.
So then we went through those last night or 2 nights ago. I can't remember what day. And then yesterday I bought the piece I needed. I bought it on Facebook Marketplace off of somebody. And then we've been doing that.
Jeez.
So finally we're like at a point where we're actually like have a routine of sterilizing the bottles. They are only good for like 24 hours. And then we're making bottles and because we're doing formula and breastfeeding or formula and pumping. Yeah. It's just getting in like the routine. That was the hardest part was like figuring out like how to map it all out.
Yeah.
But she sleeps great though. And now Nutmeg's home. Today was the first day Nutmeg came home. And Nutmeg is all over her.
Nutmeg the dog.
Yes. Nutmeg, my dog, will not stop trying to lick her head, lick her face.
Very protective.
I don't even know if it's that yet. I think she just doesn't know what the hell it is. Because she was like with her face, she was like pushing her legs up, like trying to like get to her diaper, like pushing on her.
Yeah.
Like almost like she's like seeing what it is, like nudging her around. And then she just licks her ear, licks her mouth, licks her neck, licks her head. And I'm trying to like, especially licking her mouth, like I'm trying to get her off of her. But then we're like, all right, leave her alone. And we went to go eat. So we put Easton in a like a tabletop bassinet, basically. And we put it on top of the kitchen table where Nutmeg couldn't get to it. And she just cried. Nutmeg cried for like an hour and a half straight because she wanted to get to her. And I'm like, and Easton wasn't crying. She was just sleeping in her bed or sleeping in the bassinet, making little like cooing noises every once in a while. But Nutmeg was like, wanted to get to her so badly. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't think this would be my, I didn't think I would lose sleep this way of the dog crying. I thought it'd be the baby crying. Instead, it's
That's
Nutmeg.
what happens when you treat dogs like family members.
She is just so that goat just scared the hell out of me for a second. All of a sudden, I was like, who the fuck is here? Yeah, so tonight will be our first night with all four of us in the same house. So we will see how Nutmeg does with her and her cribside bassinet or bedside bassinet.
That should be fun.
Dude, I think tonight might be the night that I'm like this is too much because Nutmeg.
I need to get out of here. I'm leaving you.
Yeah. Like she's been home 3 nights so far, and I've been like, okay, this isn't bad. I have to wake up every 2 hours or every 4 hours because we trade shifts. Isn't bad. But now that Nutmeg's there, I'm like, this is going to complicate it so much more.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that, I'm sure
she
she'll
just
calm
gets
down.
used to it, calm down. And then,
Yeah. But as of now, she's like so curious.
It's a new baby, man.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. Well, appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Let me sign us out real quick. I got messages coming through and all this other bullshit.
You got to check all 4 of your phones first.
No. Just the one. Just the one. All right, guys. This is Swill the Pod Son. Thank you. It was a vibe. It was real. This is the panel. They call me Swill. We appreciate you guys. Again, subscribe, like, share, all the things. Congratulations, Papa Joe. We will see you guys next week.